Your anxiety is a protection mechanism. It's your brain trying to be your friend, trying to help you, but it's making a mess, and most of the times it's not helpful. Now, how can we make a shift? We'll talk about it in this video. Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 105 of the Master Your Mind video series, your source of inspiration for all things meditation, anxiety, and personal growth. My name is Giovanni Dienstmann. I am the author of Practical Meditation and the creator of livingthere.com, one of the top 5 most read meditation blogs on the planet. And today we are talking about the shield of anxiety and what to do about it. There is a lot of insights that I want to deliver with you today, and so you will see me going back to my notes again and again so that I share everything that I want to share on this topic. So basically there are 2 ways to go about our life. One way is relying on anxiety and fear as a shield, as a protection mechanism. And the other way is relying on your resilience, your courage, your confidence. And the main message for today is, don't protect yourself so often. Don't live from fear and anxiety. Because the more you listen to the voice of anxiety, the more you try to protect yourself against everything in life, the strongest your anxiety becomes. And the stronger it becomes, it's a snowball. Then you worry even more, and then it becomes even stronger, and it's hard to get out of it. And how does this play in different areas of your life? In your health, you may be worried about every small symptom that is showing up in your body. You want to go to the doctor to check it out. You think that there's something wrong with your health. You're using Dr. Google to see what it means. In your career, maybe you are constantly worried that people are misjudging you, thinking bad of you, or that you may lose your job, that you're not being good enough. In relationships, you read too much, even into the smallest of things, out of a sense of insecurity and wanting to avoid pain. So all of this is your brain trying to protect you through anxiety and fear. So the best way to understand this is looking at anxiety as a shield. Anxiety is a shield. It's your brain trying to keep you alive and avoid pain. But this shield is costly. There's a cost to using the shield of anxiety. This shield is heavy and the handle is full of thorns. So every time you pick it up, whether the threat was real or not, whether the threat was small or big, every time you pick up the shield of anxiety, you hurt yourself already. You end up with bleeding hands. So let's do the math here. You pick up the shield of anxiety and you lose, let's say, 1 point in well-being. You for sure, you lose 1 point in well-being here and now. For sure. And you do that with the promise of maybe avoiding well-being loss in the future. But that's speculation. The pain right now in using the shield of anxiety is real. And most of the threats are not real. That's the problem. Then you're hurting yourself in vain. So let's run through a few scenarios here. Something triggers anxiety in your life. You pick up the anxiety shield. You hurt yourself. If the threat was only imagined, and every anxious person knows that that's often the case. If the threat was only imagined, you have hurt yourself in vain. If the threat was real but small, you have just broken even. because there's a cost to anxiety. If the threat was big, then in that case, picking up the field is justified. But if out of every 20 times you pick up the shield, only once the threat is real and big and worth it, then you're still at a loss. And sometimes the threat is so big that your shield of anxiety is useless towards it anyway. Or maybe you are so low energy, so worn out, your hands are bleeding out of using that shield so many times that there's nothing you can do about it. So the conclusion is, anxiety is a shield that your brain uses to protect yourself against pain. But in our modern life, this is a losing game. Your shield is causing you more pain than it's helping you. Now just allow that message to land. Tattoo that message in your brain. Allow it to land, and because this is transformational. Understanding this deeply, not only intellectually, but deeply, that is one of the keys to overcoming anxiety. So what is the solution? Because sometimes the threat is real, and sometimes the threat is big. Should we just throw away our shield altogether? There is danger in the real world. We cannot deny that. It would be foolish and naive to live as if there is no danger, as if there is no threat. But the reality is that the danger is much less than your anxiety trip convinces you of. And that is the problem. So how do you deal with that? I'm going to use an insight that I learned from my many years of training Kung Fu, martial arts. And this insight, this principle of this style of Kung Fu is the following: that when you're facing an opponent, the threat, you deflect the main blows. You let the soft one fall. You don't trouble defending against the soft blows. And you attack fearlessly. Again, you deflect the main blows. You let the soft blows fall. You let the soft blows fall. And you attack fearlessly. And by following this principle, you can terminate the threat. You can finish the opponent more easily, more quickly, with less energy than if you try to defend against every blow. It's the same thing with our life. Yes, please be a cautious person. Take steps to prevent the heavy blows of life whenever you can. Take care of your health. Save money. Pay attention to your relationships, etc. Whenever you see the heavy blows of life coming, take whatever step you need to defend yourself against them. But don't spend your time looking for the heavy blows of life to defend against, because you'll always find them, and sometimes they're not there. And don't trouble yourself trying to defend against every single blow of life. That is the trip of anxiety, and it's hurting you. Meditation teaches you to let go of that and to instead live from a place of resilience, of calm, of courage, of confidence. So the conclusion is, let go of your shield, your anxiety shield, for a while. Live without it, and then you will see when you actually need it or not. Because every time you pick up the anxiety shield, this shield is heavy and the handle has thorns, and you're hurting yourself every single time. Whether the threat is real or not, whether the threat is big or small, you're hurting yourself every time you pick up the shield of anxiety. So drop your shield. Stop causing suffering to yourself. And let the soft blows of life fall. No big deal. It's okay. Every time that happens, you will become stronger. You will become more resilient. And the stronger and more resilient you become, the less you will need anxiety as a shield. And so this is the shift from living life from anxiety and fear to living life from resilience, courage, confidence. That's my message for you today. Make this shift. Live more fearlessly. Let the soft blows of life fall on you and be greater than them, because you are and you can be. Trust your own inner strength, because by trusting it, it will become stronger. You can rely on it. Shift from trusting anxiety and fear as a protection mechanism to trusting your resilience. Trust yourself, not your fear. You are stronger than you think. And if this message was helpful for you, if you can think of any friends or family members that need to hear this, then please share this video with them or tag them in the comments. And if you want my help to overcome anxiety through the power of meditation, step by step, in a supported environment, then consider joining my Limitless Life program. I hope this was inspiring for you. Happy growing.